Okay, so I'm starting over. I think I had a little bit of technical difficulties on the first one. So I am actually doing a recording of the last upcoming Healing Loudly 30-day course for 2021. So I only do two a year. So this will be the last one for this year. And I always do one around this time because we are approaching Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Domestic violence is a topic that is very near to me and very important. I have a huge heart for it. I've been a domestic violence advocate for quite some time and have also experienced my own form of domestic abuse. So I am a strong advocate for domestic violence. So oftentimes, if you've experienced narcissistic abuse, then you have experienced emotional abuse, and that is also domestic violence. I think a lot of times we're made to believe that if you're not necessarily being hit or something really drastic or traumatic happens physically, then it's not abuse, and that is not true. All right. So I actually wanted to start by, let me try and share my screen, letting you guys know what you can expect in the Healing Loudly 30-day course. All right. So you guys should see this. So when you sign up for the course, and the course, by the way, I know some people are probably going to ask me the days it's going to be held. It's once a week, 4 days a week, and it'll be between the hours of 12 and 3. And I say between because when I get people to sign up, I give a poll to figure out what time would be the best time for people. Okay. I'm only taking 4 people because I've learned that the more intimate and the smaller the group, the better the learning process for everyone. So only 4 people will be able to participate in the last one for this year. At the bottom of this video, you're also going to see a link to the past testimonial that I believe this was recorded last fall around this time. So what you're going to get is this workbook. It's an e-course workbook, and we're going to go through it together, but I'm going to briefly go through what you can expect in the course, okay? So I'm going to email you this, and these are the modules that will be discussed during the course, okay? We're going to start with how did I get here? Now, we're going to do some really deep digging into how did you end up in the narcissistic relationship. Now, if it is something that's romantic, we can definitely, dig deeper into that. For some of you guys, it may be your family, right? And then we'll talk a bit, if that's the case, we'll talk a bit about we'll talk a bit more about when you first started to feel unsafe, right? That's going to be the module 1. How did I get there? Each course, each module for each week is 90 minutes or an hour and a half. So we really, really get into it. And that's why the class size is only 4 people, because we uncover a lot of stuff. The first module, I will be honest and say, usually gets a lot of tears, a lot of going down memory lane. And that can be very difficult for a lot of people. So we cannot really get to the future where you want to be without looking at where you came from. And understand here, it's not as deep as a therapist would take you through. This is more so coaching to kind of get you to kind of think back into when you first started to feel unsafe. Okay. The second module, we're going to take inventory. And that means we're going to do a bunch of different exercises where you're really going to uncover your inner strength. So I say module 1 is more of a dumping module. Letting everything go, letting everything out, just kind of like word vomiting all your feelings and emotions and all of that. Now, module 2 is the building stage. We're beginning to rebuild, okay? And there are quite a few exercises that we have in here. I'm just going to jump through. We do a taking inventory exercise where you actually start to physically pay attention to where your body holds stress. This is a holistic course as well. So we're going to listen to our body. What does that mean? How to release stress and anxiety. You're also going to get a releasing or overcoming anxiety workbook as well. So when we get to that part, you're going to have that for your own to continue on even after the course. Okay, so you guys are getting a lot of material here. Module 3 is healing in the absence of justice. That means exactly what it sounds like. Can you heal if the person who has done you wrong never gets the justice that you believe that they're due? So if you never see them fall on their face, if you never see their bad karma, can you still heal? Or is your healing contingent upon their punishment? Okay. And that's very important because a lot of us have a hard time getting to this point because we want to see them hurt as badly as they made us hurt. But is that necessary for you to recover? So we're going to dig deep into that. And I'm just kind of going through here. We have different exercises called the worry bag. We're taking into account what we're carrying. A lot of us don't even realize the mental burdens we have, the emotional, the physical, the financial, right? A lot of us end up in so much debt when you come out of an abusive relationship. So we're going to talk about that. How are your boundaries? We're going to get into boundaries and weekly self-care. Oftentimes you're in the situation that you're in, myself included, because your boundaries were lacking in some way. So we're going to talk about setting healthy boundaries. That is key. The last module is about reclaiming your power. Now that you have the tools to understand your triggers, understand when you're feeling stress and where you hold your stress and how to heal on your own terms, now we talk about how do you use this newfound power? How do you use this confidence that you now have, right? I always say you have to be careful for people who have been victimized, abused, mistreated. When they start to gain confidence again, sometimes you can take on the characteristics of the abuser. So it's important that you learn how to handle your new power and how to walk in it and be comfortable. So let me scroll down here. Went over the boundary checklist, weekly self-care plan, the self-therapy exercise. What happens when you don't have anyone who you need to talk to? Do you know how to self-soothe? Right? Can you kind of do your own coaching, your own therapy? Can you do that if you can't reach someone to talk to? So that's very important as well. Throughout the challenge is 30 days, we have a 30-day affirmation challenge. And I go over what that means. You're basically every day writing an affirmation, every single day. At the end of the 30-day mark, you're going to go back and look over all of your affirmations and see what has changed. And what I love so much about this activity, and those of you who have done this before, feel free to, to chime in the comments. You'll see that the affirmations change daily. You can see that you're getting stronger. You can see that your focus has shifted and changed, and you can see your growth. It's imperative that you do this every single day because you get the best results. You can really see how you've changed. And then at the end, there are notes. I have notes for you guys that I know a lot of you guys like to take notes, and that way you can jot things down and it can all be in the same place. So you're going to get a PDF copy of this, okay? Now, some of the questions that I have on here are how much is the course? So the course is $497 for the 30-day course. And I do offer, if you need to break it up, I will do that. It just has to be before the start of the session. In the past, I did allow for breaking it up in between sessions. It just didn't work out. So if you need to, it would be before the session begins, okay? Another thing that I have is when you complete this, you have access to what I call, I'm creating this, kind of support group for people who've gone through this course. And a lot of times that looks like you exchanging information. People have made friends from being a part of this course. So you definitely gain a deeper connection with other people. And another thing that is interesting to note here is when you finish the course, you have the opportunity to become a facilitator for the group support group. And when I say the group, I mean the meetup group. So bi-weekly, we have support groups, but if you've gone through this course, then you can also volunteer to be a facilitator, because you actually get that much knowledge going through that you can turn around and help others. My goal is to get people trained to be able to help as many people as we can. I can't do it all alone. The meetup group is over 300 people now. So once you get the tools to heal, it's time to give back, right? It's important to give back. So if this is something that interests you, I'm looking to start the beginning of the 1st of October in honor of Domestic Violence Awareness Month. Let me know. Contact me. You can email me at info@directingpaths.com. You can comment interested in the comments as well. Again, it's first come, first serve, so only 4 people. The next one will not be until next year. So I want to help as many people as I can. So please, if you're interested, do not hesitate. Do not wait. You know when you're ready. Sign up and let's begin to move forward. All right. So thank you, everyone.